Brody's best champs teams right now. Obviously, champs is literally a few hours away. I think it could be 8 o'clock. I think on the Friday, if I'm not mistaken. By the time I'm recording this, it's currently like very early morning, so bear in mind if I'm not speaking too loud, but 3 a.m. I am recording this. We have some insane teams. Now, these are teams that I feel like are trialed and tested in terms of like the players, the meta, the formations. So we're going to jump into it, man. Let's get it. Man, come on. You already know MMOEXP, the best coin website to get your FC26 coins. Get a huge jump start to your teams. I'm talking Mbappe's. I'm talking some of the best cards in the game, man. META, that's code META for the best, cheapest coins. Check first link in description. Also, 8% off. God damn. These are budgets consistently jumping from like 100k. We got the 200k, 500,000 coins, and then like doubling, you know. From 500k, we have the 1 mil. 1.5 and then 2 mil. I feel like it covers a wide aspect of budgets. So tell me in the comments, what are you guys running as well? I'm always keen to know specific players and stuff. Very first team is going to be the 100,000 coin team. We've got the likes of Ayuso Perez, very cheap and very meta, I must say. The thing is with this game, right, what I'm noticing is you don't need to be spending too much on your attack. The main thing is because AI is buffed, well, especially post-patch now, you need to rely on players that have amazing play styles. Firstly, yes, specific positions, and then also the stats. Now, for instance, if you look at Rice, right, very nice CDM in this game. What I like about him is he stays back. He's a certain character, like if you're going to use him at CDM, he's going to be a no-nonsense CDM, 84 passing as well. Very nice when it comes to like reactions as well. Not too bad. Reactions, by the way, is basically like a stat that encompasses all the other stats. So if the reactions is like good, all the other stats that are good is going to be even better, if that makes sense. So reactions is a very important role. Yeah, Rice is a very nice card at CDM. Shrimini, a little bit slow, yes, but you can always add someone like Camavinga if you don't really like him. You know, there's some things that you can go around, but 4-1-2-2 I personally think is one of the better formations. More fun, creative, fluid football. I mean, it's 100,000 coins. You're not really going to do too much with that. So I feel like this was the best way to link everyone that's meta. Tell me in the comments, do you think this is the best 100k team? You could probably do better, especially with like the new Claudio Pinas. You got Celeste, Salma Paraguelo. There's a couple of cards that you can add, but I feel like this one's not bad. You can even go down like the Serie A route. I'm thinking like Rafael Leao, Barella, some very nice cards. Let's jump over to the 200k team. By the way, also bear in mind with the budgets, prices, especially on PC, is very erratic, so it jumps up and down. This is, you could say, 200 to 250k. If you wanted exactly on 200k, you can always get in someone over, like maybe remove Bremer, get in a center back that's cheaper like Kalulu, someone along the lines of that, and you should have it at 200k. But when it comes to 200k, I feel like this is a perfect formation when you're running cheap cards, because essentially you can spend so much money on the wings and the strikers, and then you can have like cheap, you know, midfield and like center backs, you could say. The formation doesn't have CDMs now. CDMs in this game, I feel like it's just so OP because they track back. We all know it since FC25. We know how OP that was. But I feel like this formation is very fluid in the terms of like, if you know how to defend, and let's say you use Barella, for instance, just to defend, you're going to do well because it's so compact. You can get the 1-2s going. You know, everyone is like bunched up in the midfield, and especially if you hold two of your CMs, so maybe say Barella as the deep line type vibes, even as the holding, not bad. Maybe Ruben Loftus-Cheek as like the box-to-box. We got Dybala that can act as someone like a chance creator and is very good in this game, by the way. Dybala is so underrated in this game. Something about him, I think what makes him so good is the dribbling and the left stick, if the game is obviously good. Pulisic, insane. Serie A has some very good cards. I can't lie, like having versed and used some of the cards, insane. Rafael Leao, so we're looking at like a Olympic Lyon, obviously League 1 Arkema, link with like a hybrid of Serie A, which I think is decent. Endler, there's the only way that I could have obviously linked Dumone, but I don't think she's completely bad. She's 6 foot. She's actually one of the tallest goalkeepers in the game that's from human side, you know. Rush Out Plus as well. Pretty decent card in game as well. I've versed her a couple of times. Wouldn't say I've used her, otherwise I'm lying. But yeah, Endler, decent card indeed. 4-4-1-1, very good formation for a lot of people as well. In the future, you can always get rid of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, get in. I'm trying to think. Not much great CMs from Serie A. Loftus-Cheek is also very underrated, bro. Versed him a couple of times, insane. One thing I must say is he's such a beast in terms of like physicality, you know. And we obviously have Dumfries, Bacha, good, I'd say, what's the word? Contrast, you could say. One tall fullback that is physical, you know, so you don't get beaten in the air, and you have one small fullback that can be like a trump card, someone that can flank if you need them to. Bacha, very, very fluid as well. Let's jump over to the 500,000 coin team. Now, this is the budgets for the big boys. We're starting off with some very nice cards. Claudia Pina. If you don't know about this gal right here, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see a lot in champs. Let me just say that right now. Why I say this is, a lot of people know, she is probably the most spoken about card right now. People are saying they're dropping Mbappe for her, which I probably think is a lie, but I do think she's kind of like a cheap Mbappe. That's how insane she is. 86 shooting, basically 87 finishing. Very, very decent dribbling for this stage of the game and this power curve. You can always boost the stamina with something, but you don't really need to. 76 is good. 50,000 coins, low driven plus. If you using precision shooting with a low driven plus, GG's. I actually don't know why she's still 50k. She should even be more. And you just need to boost the pace, I think. You kind of also need to know how to play with a certain card. If you're saying she's slow, then that's a little bit of a seal issue, straight up. The way you use this card is you leave her as a lone striker and you just distribute the balls, bro. Literally, pause. But yeah, I think she has advanced forward as well, right? No, she doesn't. She only has false 9+, but I feel like even if you add advanced forward, even if she doesn't have the plus, she's still gonna be good. So yeah, another good thing is you can add her on the wing if you really need to, and you can always swap the two and have Salma at striker, because I think I don't think Salma also has advanced forward, because advanced forward is one of the best what is it, one of the best roles. But yeah, she's a very nice one as well. You're gonna see a lot of them. Salma and Claudia. We've got Diani. Now there's a lot of women in these teams due to the fact of the meta, right? Is the women are less rigid than the men. So especially in heavy gameplay, they're just so much easier to use, you know. But yeah, we got the 4213. Come on, we all know how good that is. If you don't know about that, or you're living under a rock, 4213 is basically the best formation in the game, bro. So yeah, we're looking at straight meta right here. Yeah, we're being rats. Jump over to the 1 million coin team though. Tell me, by the way, do you think this could be the best 500k team? I feel like it's very, very evenly spaced out in terms of coins, meta. You know, it's a pretty good team, bro. Parchawi, yes, she's versatile. I feel like she's perfect at cam with the amazing dribbling, passing. Yeah, she can play pretty much anywhere. Yeah, insane card. 1 million coin teams though. We are looking at a team, I'd say, now I did say in the start that I've included like most meta teams. This is more of a fun team, I'd say. Like, let's be honest, in 1 million coins, right? This thing has everything though. This team has Wilson, which is pretty much one of the best strikers in the game. First touch plus, very underrated, but I feel like it's a bit redundant for this time and age. You'd want like a finesse shot plus, low driven plus. Advanced forward plus though she has as a role. Perfect. She's got the trickster base, technical base. This card in game is going to be insane, irrespective of her not having like the finesse shot, the low driven. She's going to be so good in terms of in front of goal with all the base play styles. 5-star weak foot as well. 5'5", pretty insane card. Now, one thing about this team that lacks, I think, is the defense aspect. Now, this is the 4-2-3-1/2. You've got 2 CDMs though, which you can always add the roles of, like, you know, track back a little bit. Let one go like deep lying, the other one maybe like, I don't know. You could say even box crash. I don't think you can actually have a CDM as box crasher, but yeah, deep lying. You could even say playmaker plus for Williams and have as like a roaming vibe. It's gonna work in harmony, trust. You just have to know how to defend. So yeah, it's very difficult to link Wilson, but if you needed to link Wilson, you can. You go Guzan, Rodman. I know it's a little bit crazy having Robinson in a left back in a 1 million coin team, but you can always, like, you know, improve it in the future, or just even like take out Wilson and go with like Salma. Go with the likes of like maybe Yamal at right mid. Go left back Balde. That works, bro. Do you know what I mean? You don't also have to like look at certain cards. Like one thing I'm noticing as well is in this game, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't really need, like Robinson in this game, by the way, pros have used him. You don't really need to be like replacing him now because the power curve is still low. So yeah, Jump over to the 1.5 million coin team. Now for the 1.5, boys, you're looking at a pretty stacked team. You can't tell me that's one of the best 1.5 mil teams that has to offer. Now I said obviously you have to rely more on the AI. So cards that play mainly in the positions of midfield and defense. This is probably the best, I feel like. You got firstly Puteas. Irrespective of defense, the card in-game, the animations, the way they play, perform, perfect. Literally like Puteas could even act as a 1 million coin card. She's literally an icon, straight up. She acts like a Root Hullet goal version. I'm not even kidding. She can do everything. 72 defense is not 72 defense. If you take into account like play styles and all that, insane. We've got Dumone, one of the best under 100,000 coin strikers. Diani on the right. Covered Scalia, 5-star, 5-star. Salma, perfect 1.5 mil team if you ask me. It's 1.7 on PC. As I said, the prices are up and down, but you can always replace Hakimi with like, trying to think of right backs. Not really much, eh? That was the issue. You could even just replace Pacha with someone cheaper at center back, you know, or even replace Puteas with like someone that is from maybe Vitinha. Yeah, Vitinha would work. And then you could even improve the strike force, you know what I mean? Like, this is just to give you an idea of what you need to be looking out for when you like have those big coin budgets. But yeah, let's jump over to the very last one. Speaking of big coin budgets, 2 million coins on PlayStation, Xbox, exactly on the dot. This team was, when I was compiling it, I was like, God damn, fair enough. Now, the thing is though, it says it has 27 chem. I think I kind of messed up because Debinia is in 1 chem. You don't need to be relying too much on chem when it comes to having good players. That's one thing, but you want to at least have full chem. So let me actually try and see if I can work this out. Hold on. Now, for instance, boys, as you can see, this is the 2 million coin team that you can go for, like someone like a Vinny. Now, yes, it's 50% coins of the budget. Like, I know it's 2.4 mil. You needed a 2 mil coin team. I'm giving you an idea, you know. You can always just go Rafinha because he's pretty much similar to Vinny and for less the price, you know. In the future, you can always upgrade someone like Rodrigo, but he's perfect. As I said, man, trust me, spend majority of your coins on the players that count. Like, if your defense is lacking, always go rather for like a better what is it, a better like backline and like players. Like, you could even do it like this. That's exactly 2 mil. It's just what I do, bro. Do you know what I mean? Tell me in the comments, do you think this is one of the best 2 mil teams? Probably can do better, especially with the strikers and stuff. But as I said, you don't need to be spending too much, especially if they're surrounded by buttes. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, tell me in the comments though. Are you going to use any of these teams? Are you guys excited for champs? Hopefully you get good wins, good rewards. Tell me in the comments, boys. I will catch you in the next one. Have a sweet one. Peace.